All right, daily bias coming into Wednesday, April 15th. These are my two main draws of the morning. Pretty simple bias because all we've done for the past over a week now is just literally pump higher. I keep thinking at some point we're going to get some sort of retracement. So that's why I have this 4-hour gap marked out. Because this is the closest high time frame gap to where we are in price. So we could potentially come down and rebalance here, and that would be the first target for some sort of rebalance. Or we're going to just continue higher and continue pumping like we've been doing for incredibly long now, which is crazy. Since this monthly gap, we're up 3,000 points. Just absurd. But anyways, those are the only draws for me this morning. There's no other swing highs until this right here. And there's nothing short that I'd want to target until this 4-hour gap. And then once we reach this 4-hour gap, there is a daily gap below, but there's no way we go and tap that during this AM session. So very simple bias, very simple draws on liquidity this morning. In order to target this daily buy set up here, obviously would need to see displacement above these internal highs, proving to me that we want to go higher, and then I can enter long if we're somewhere around here. For shorts, would probably want to see good displacement and closures below this internal low. It's 50 points away. I would say if we got like a very strong 5-minute candle close, like all the way down here, could potentially enter on that 5-minute candle close, go break even here, wanting to see the 4-hour gap. Especially now because it looks like we currently have an SMT at these internal highs. So we'll see if we want to continue higher. This is about 200 points away, so it would have to be a pretty decent expansion morning in order to take longs. But if not, looking to take shorts to that 4-hour gap. And if nothing else, if we just chop around, then no trades. So gonna be pretty picky with what I want to see in terms of voice cracks are crazy. Gonna be pretty picky in terms of what I want to see to take a trade, just because of how crazy the market is and how crazy it's been recently. So we'll see what happens. All right, NQ has come up to this internal high. Right now we are kind of stalling out at this internal high. Meanwhile, ES is pumping and it's closing above its internal high and moving towards this buy side liquidity up here. And unfortunately, like, the reason I've stopped trading ES, I used to trade ES literally all the time. The reason I've stopped is because it just moves so bad and so inefficient. Like, I don't know, coming to the 1-minute chart, it very rarely you see the candles like actually show displacement like NQ does. Like anytime you scale into ES, it's just incredibly chopped compared to the way NQ moves. So that's why I've really stopped taking trades on ES, because it would just lead me to forcing a bunch of cope setups whenever NQ wasn't offering opportunity. And I realized that, and so that's why I kind of cut it out of my trading. I still use it, obviously. It's still good to look at during the trading day. But over the past 3 months, I think I've taken one trade on ES, and that was only because the displacement was actually incredibly good that day for some reason. I mean, it's coming down to this 5-minute ESs. If it somehow gave good reactions, could potentially long here, but it looks like NQ is rejecting the internal high. So do I really want to long at this point? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so at this point now, holy shit. Can I get an entry here? That was a wild move, bruh. I was just about to say, at this point in time, I'm incredibly bearish after this. You can see the 15-minute candle wicked out the highs in both ES and NQ. Closed bearish down lower. If we come back down and retest this low, I'll probably get in. Actually, I feel like I'd want to wait for a little bit more. I love that 15-minute candle rejection, looking at the highs. Nice rejection candle from the internal high. Same thing with ES. That tells me we don't likely want to go higher. But still a little bit high up in the range. So ideally, like if we close this next 5-minute candle down here, confirming that we want to continue lower, then what I could do is enter down here, kind of move my stops down to wherever this internal high is, and enter something like that. So I want to see some follow through with this next 5-minute candle, unless we just want to completely erase that move here. I probably overreacted a little bit. That was just a crazy, you saw that in live time, that was just a crazy, that's why these markets are just so volatile, and you got to be safe, because sometimes with these Trump markets, you'll just get this random jolt of volatility out of literally nowhere. So obviously this is exactly why we wait, exactly why we're patient, especially in these kind of market conditions, because we have now come back up to the highs that we just swept and aren't really doing anything. So at this point in time, we're 39 minutes into the market open, but I can already tell you we're not going to get a trade opportunity, at least not longs, because the volume just isn't there, and they're a little bit farther away. But yeah, just a low volume morning, and therefore we don't force trades on days like today. So I will pause the video, come back in 30 minutes or so just to see and give the market time to do whatever it wants to do, and then recap things from there. All right, like I said, no trades for me this morning. You can see we started to slowly grind our way higher in the direction of this daily buy side liquidity, but like I said, low volume today, and that's why I kind of knew that I wasn't going to take a trade after the first 30 minutes of the market, because I can kind of tell, okay, today is going to be lower volume. This drawn liquidity is pretty far away. There's most likely no way we're going to get an entry, right? Like, yes, it looks confirmed on the higher time frames. Like, this is a very sexy 1 hour close, but it's not something I'd really be willing to put risk on the table because of how low volume it is, right? Like, there's nothing that, because there's low volume, there's nothing that tells us, hey, the market has to go take this liquidity today before, like, it could stall out here and maybe give a retrace and then take it tomorrow, right? Just don't really know. And so it's not my job to predict the future like that. All my job is to come in for an hour and a half to 2 hours every single morning, and if I have conviction that we're going to take a draw on liquidity within that time frame, then I execute. But with a low volume like this, yeah, it looks pretty confirmed on the higher time frames, but not really anywhere that I was willing to be content with taking an entry. So no trades for me. Also, like, going back to show why I hate taking trying to force trades on ES. Look at this, bro. You think we're confirmed to that draw on liquidity? It's the leading index, and then we've chopped around for, I mean, how long is this? 50 minutes now. Like, yeah, it's probably gonna go take it, but just a very low volume day, so no trades overall for me. But I do have an announcement. If you follow the channel and if you've been in the Discord, you know I partnered with Lucid Trading a few weeks ago, and right now I'm just in the position where I'm extremely thankful for all the love and support that y'all have showed me on this channel and across the socials, and I'm just trying to partner with all of y'all's favorite prop firms get a code so that if you want to support me, I would greatly appreciate it. And then if y'all are running up my code with these prop firms, I will also get free accounts to give away to y'all in the Discord. So I'm partnered with Lucid, and now I've just added partnerships with Apex and Alpha Futures. So, and I have changed the code. The code on all of those prop firms is FST, short for flow state trades. This is the code for every prop firm, Apex, Lucid, Alpha Futures, and I'm in the works to get an affiliate with Tradeify. I have a meeting with them on Friday this week, and so hopefully next week that'll be settled to where I have Tradeify as well. I know a lot of y'all trade on Tradeify. They do have a daily payout system, I believe, with their props, so that's pretty fire. But trying to get all of y'all's favorite props so that if you want to support me, I would, like I said, greatly appreciate it. Right now, I'm just in college and just trading. I don't have a job. So literally all the money that I'm making is all that you've seen recently just from this one prop firm account. And if I can use the platform that I've built over the past 2 years or so to make a little bit of extra bread on the side while also giving value to y'all, because y'all are going to get the best discounts using this code across all these prop firms as well. And then if we start to run it up, they're going to give me free accounts to give away to y'all. So it's kind of a win-win for both scenarios, in my opinion. So trying to partner with all of y'all's favorite firms. I don't believe Top Step does any affiliates anymore because they're so up here. They're so like their max prestige level, looking down at all these other prop firms, right? But I know all of y'all use various different prop firms. You all have your favorites. So if you want to support me, code FST across all these props will get you the best deals, and it'll support me, and I appreciate every single one of y'all. So wanted to throw that in there as well, and all the links will be in the description below. And yeah, man, so that's the trade recap. No trades this morning. Let me know if you were able to, let me know if you took a trade or not. Me personally, like I said, nothing I saw that I was willing to put risk on the table, even though at this point it's pretty clear like the drawn liquidity is higher towards this daily buy side up here. And I think it's also crazy that we have yet to get a retrace. I just made a TikTok about this that I'm going to post later. Literally pretty much 12 straight trading days of green and a 3,000 point move, 3,200 point move higher. It's just absurd, crazy work. Also considering the fact that most of this expansion is coming not in New York session, right? So that's a little brutal because normally this kind of move would be amazing for us as day traders, but it's happening either overnight or during London and Asian session, which I'm not on the charts for. Most of y'all probably trade New York session as well. So we'll see what happens if we eventually get a retrace later on this week. But that's about all I got for y'all. Code FST on all your favorite props. All the links in the description below. And I appreciate you watching, and I will see y'all tomorrow in the market recap. Peace.